What you're looking at is a perfect optical system. Inside a healthy eye, a clear, convex crystalline lens takes incoming light and passes it seamlessly back to the retina. It's pristine, letting every detail of the outside world through without a hitch. Your natural lens actually grows throughout your entire life. It acts like an onion, adding concentric outer layers, while older layers compact tightly into the center. By your late 60s, that compacted core becomes dense enough to turn opaque. That opacity is a cataract. Because this compaction is incredibly slow, the symptoms sneak up on you. Patients frequently sit down with their eye doctor, assuming their prescription is simply out of date. They expect to walk out with a new pair of glasses. A cataract is a profound internal shift, existing entirely apart from the superficial surface films many patients imagine. The problem is locked deep within the internal structure of the lens itself. This animation shows the first physical mechanism of a cataract: light bluffage. When incoming light hits that dense, cloudy tissue, a large portion of it is simply blocked from entering the eye, leaving the retina in the dark. In the real world, this translates to a general blurriness. You might find yourself constantly turning up the room lights, maxing out your phone's screen brightness, or needing a flashlight just to read a menu. The increased density of the lens also changes how it bends the light that does make it through. That physical alteration is why your glasses prescription might rapidly shift during the early stages of a cataract. This blockage creates a consistent, permanent dimness. If your vision fluctuates wildly from day to day or hour to hour, the cause is almost certainly dry eye disease rather than a cataract. These lens opacities also have nothing to do with floating dark spots. Floaters are pieces of debris drifting in the vitreous gel at the back of the eye, whereas a cataract is a stationary obstruction at the front. Light blockage acts as a static wall. It steadily reduces your vision over time, rather than causing intermittent flashes or moving visual artifacts. Here we see the second mechanism at play: light scatter. The light waves that actually manage to penetrate the cloudy lens don't pass through cleanly. Instead, the opacity shatters the beam into dozens of erratic, multidirectional rays that strike the retina all at once. This internal scatter creates overwhelming veiling glare when you're driving into the sun. At night, those scattered rays overlap to form large glowing halos around street lamps and headlights, especially modern bright blue halogen lights. Sometimes the cloudiness forms in specific, localized patches inside the lens. When light scatters through those uneven spots, it can project a doubled or ghosted image, even when you're only looking through one eye. Patients often complain of eye pain when these symptoms start. While the intense glare causes serious photophobia, making you squint and wince in discomfort, the cataract itself has zero pain fibers. It causes no physical ache. Scatter is the most disruptive of these mechanisms. It weaponizes every bit of light that clears the lens, bombarding the retina with chaotic visual noise. The third mechanism is light filtration. In this diagram, you see how the compacted lens turns a dense yellow or even brown, effectively acting as internal sunglasses. Red and yellow wavelengths pass right through, but the blue and violet waves are heavily absorbed and stopped. By heavily filtering out the blue spectrum, this yellowing destroys your visual contrast. It strips away the subtle shading required to judge depth and differentiate textures. You can see the danger when navigating low-contrast environments. Walking across smooth, white snowdrifts like these, you rely entirely on faint shifts in shading to see where your foot will land. History gives us a perfect case study of this progressive filtration in the painter Claude Monet. Look at this comparison. On the left is Monet's work in his late 50s, highly detailed and vibrant. On the right is the same composition painted in his late 70s. It becomes muddy, unstructured, and overwhelmingly blue. Monet was forcefully overcompensating, piling on blue pigment just to push the color through his own internal yellow filters. It happens today, too. One eye doctor noted a patient who repeatedly dyed her hair blue. To her, standard white dye looked yellow through her cataracts, so she kept adding blue pigment until it looked perfectly white in the mirror. Light filtration is an insidious symptom. It slowly rewrites a person's entire perception of color without ever triggering any alarm bells. If you see a film or growth on the surface of your eye while looking in the mirror, you are seeing something else entirely. It is physically impossible for a patient to see their own cataracts with the naked eye. The obstruction we've been tracking is entirely contained within the internal crystalline lens, sitting safely behind the iris and completely separate from the cornea's surface. When that cloudy lens is finally removed during surgery, the immediate reaction is incredibly consistent. Patients are certainly happy about the restored sharpness, but they are completely overwhelmed by the sudden, vivid explosion of colors they didn't even realize they had lost. If you are experiencing that specific trifecta, blockage causing dimness, scatter causing severe glare, or filtration stealing your contrast, do not brush it off as simply needing stronger glasses.